Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of the Psalm 33 podcast. We're finally here. For you guys who have been keeping up with us on social media, thanks a lot. Follow us.
That's Psalm 33. You didn't introduce me.
What?
We just went into clapping, but you didn't introduce me.
Oh, sorry guys. This is Nick. Oh, I'm Ewan.
Yeah.
No, keep it. I like it.
Oh, don't cut it?
No.
Right.
But
yeah, follow us at Psalm 33 Podcast on Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. I think we already have like 2 or 3 posts up on there, but we're constantly putting stuff on the story. So yeah, follow us. We're going to be giving you guys updates on future episodes, future guests, future themes, stuff like that.
Yeah, feel free to DM us any questions you guys have. Probably put it in the podcast.
Yeah, if a question is like super topical and like we're able to branch off and like have a conversation about it, we are definitely going to do that. So yeah, in our intro video we kind of touched on that's kind of like our niche. Like we want to talk about youth worship and growing your team and different ways, like the different dynamics of
how to find your sound.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Prep your service and how to develop your team.
Yeah. So yeah, in the intro we kind of touched on that. That's like we're going to talk about other stuff, but we really want to talk with you guys. We're not experts, so we're not going to like educate you guys. This is a podcast, you're just listening to us. So
yeah, we're just 2 dudes talking about youth worship.
Yeah. So if you want to send us questions on Instagram and stuff, do that because we want to grow with you guys. We don't know everything. So yeah. So I think the first thing we should touch on is assembling your team. So
Well, assembling your team is kind of hard because when we started, it was just us 2.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the size of your youth group. Well, actually before that, because when we were approached about starting a band for our youth, before that we didn't have a band, so we were kind of itching to get started.
Yeah.
But it was just me, and we didn't even have Theo at this point. Theo was our pianist for a little while, but we didn't even have him at that point.
So who do you guys have?
It was literally me and a bunch of girls who wanted to sing, which I actually feel like is the case for a lot of youth bands.
Yeah.
I think that, which I don't think is wrong at all. I think girls should want to sing and stuff like that.
Great.
Yeah, I think anyone who wants to volunteer should do it, but that's probably going to be like a huge stumbling block is like just finding musicians, and like it's rough when you don't have enough musicians and stuff. But when we started, it was like me trying to like figure out worship piano. I started on piano.
I feel like you were struggling trying to find like what you were trying to do.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I wanted to do yet.
I saw you playing bass. When I used to come in, I just see him on the bass.
Yeah.
I just see him like jamming on the drums or playing piano.
But even that was later. Because even that was later. I wasn't playing bass for a while. I was playing piano for like at least the first 2 months of us doing youth band. And then I was like, I literally suck at this. Well, no, honestly, like I wasn't terrible.
Yeah, piano isn't that hard to learn, I'd say. After like 2 months, you should get like some basic chords down.
Yeah. So like I was but like I couldn't really do much. And it was more of just like a thing of I wasn't really like satisfied with just being at piano.
Yeah.
So then Theo came in, which Theo, if you guys don't know, Theo Collins,
was he attending our youth group at the time?
No, not when we started.
So how did he get introduced?
Well, remember, because he was younger.
Yeah.
So when he came in, he got connected to our youth group through CLA.
Which is our church's...
Yeah, our church First Assembly of God is a conjoined building with a school.
Yeah, so he went to CLA and then he found the youth group.
And then he started coming
dude, Theo is insane at piano.
Theo, if you're listening, dude, you're a prodigy, dude. Like
this kid got to nationals in fine arts by himself, just doing a piano solo.
Yeah, but he was like, I haven't heard a kid that age be so good.
Yeah. He just like, I was playing my guitar lead line one time and he just like started playing it on the piano.
Yeah, and his thing was like he was super into like classical music and some jazz, which was great.
So beautiful.
But when he played worship music, it was like it was a completely different genre of Theo.
Yeah.
He switched on like a switch, and then he was playing 10,000 reasons. Like,
Yeah.
"Ba-doo-doo-doo,
So beautiful. I'd start
doo-doo-doo."
crying, honestly.
But yeah, so Theo, if you're listening, shouts out to you, dude.
Please come back.
Yeah, please come back. He moved to Boston, actually. I got in touch with him a few weeks ago, actually. And I was like, when are you visiting? He's like, I don't remember what he said, but I'm
He's like,
sure he was
never.
like, I'm sure he was like, sometime. I don't really remember what he
Yeah.
said. But yeah, so when I was playing, what?
I was gonna say that when you're starting a youth band, you just have to like start with what you have.
Yeah.
Don't expect to have all the
Yeah,
talented
it's not going to come
musicians.
unless I mean if your youth group is like 200 kids each week, like even like 150, I'm sure you're going to have kids who are interested in joining a band. But
Yeah.
at this point when we started, it
Like
was
20
just me.
kids come into the youth group. About 20.
20 to
attendees.
30.
Yeah,
Now we're at I think like 30 to 40.
maybe. Yeah.
So yeah, but we're definitely growing. But yeah, it was just like me just hopping around being like, I can play this, but I really can't. I was like, but I can try. But then Nick approached about becoming like our kind of guitarist and stuff. So
Dude, I had no idea how. I don't even know how to read sheet music. I don't know anything about music.
wait, when you bought your guitar, was it in purpose of I want to play for youth band, or was it just I want to play guitar?
I want to play for youth band
Really?
because I saw how you guys are struggling. I was like, hey, let me help these guys out.
Yeah.
And I also want to learn more about music, but
Yeah.
gosh, I knew nothing. I
Yeah.
didn't know anything.
But I think what it kind of started with was like me and you just like, I don't know when it really started, but me and you just started talking about music a lot.
You know
And
what?
we weren't
you know
even
what-
really playing.
You know what it was?
What?
I'm telling you, it was Adventure of a Lifetime by Coldplay.
Was it?
Because we started. I think I just played it. And you're like, "Oh, dude, I love Coldplay." And I was like, oh, "Bro, what? Word?"
But me and you never really talked about music before that.
Yeah.
And then it's like as soon as we started talking about music, we were like, dude, check this out.
Yeah.
Dude, listen to this.
That was the first thing. It was Adventure of a Lifetime. I remember.
Dang.
And then I learned
When did Adventure of a Lifetime come out?
a long time ago.
Hey Siri, when did Adventure of a Lifetime by Coldplay come out?
Can we get even an iPhone?
Adventure of a Lifetime by Coldplay came out on November 6th, 2015.
Wow. No, that could not have been. Wait, 2015 was 4 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
No, there's no way.
4 years
no.
ago, I was how old? 13? No, it wasn't that.
Maybe it was.
I was 15. It was 2017 we went to nationals, and I started playing. It's 2016 is when I started playing guitar.
2016.
Yeah.
Okay.
October, because I got my guitar. I had to beg my parents because I didn't have money.
Yeah.
And I was like, please. And like, no, you suck at music. You don't know anything.
But yeah, so before you joined, I was playing. I started piano, then Theo took over, and I was like, "Dude, you're a magician. You can take piano."
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, "Let me play bass." Because honestly, before piano, I had more of a background in bass through like my brother Ben just being like, "Hey, Ewan, we brought this bass home for fun. Like, let me teach you a Muse bass line on it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I could play like "Time Is Running Out" by Muse at like age 10, but
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't do anything other than that. But I think I liked the idea of being a bassist because, dude, bass it's just such a dope instrument, dude.
I love it. I wanted to play bass.
It doesn't get enough credit though.
Yeah.
Like people see basses and they're like, "Oh, they're playing one note at a time," but it's
No.
like
It's so spicy.
it is. It's so nice. But so I hopped on bass for a while, and I could read like the chord charts and play the notes and stuff, but I was kind of doing it more by ear. I was just like, oh yeah, this is like I was listening to the songs when I was at home, and then I'd come in to youth band practice, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is this and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I never understood like because with bass when you're reading chord charts and stuff, if it says like a G over B, I never understood that. Now I know. Obviously, if you're a bass player, you're playing the B, not the G.
Yeah.
Like you're playing the right part of the dash. But so I played bass for a little while. Dom Broccoli was playing drums. Shouts out, Dom.
Oh yeah.
We
Please
love you.
come back.
Yeah, we could use a drummer, bro.
Yeah.
But No shade to Sam though, because Sam is our
Dude,
percussionist.
Sam is so good at playing the drums. On
Well, the cajon.
Sundays,
Oh yeah, on Sundays.
Sundays he plays the drums for our church. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, someone just look.
We're gonna have him as a guest. I want to say in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I want to get him on pretty quickly.
Yeah. Sam's our youth pastor.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, okay, so it just reminded me because we're talking about Sam. Sam is my brother. Sam's wife, Delaney. If you guys are listening to this podcast,
yeah.
turn on your phone right now and look at that cover art because, like, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
Go on our Instagram at Psalm 33 Podcast.
We're plugging it again.
Yeah. Look, dude, it's so beautiful.
She did a really good job. So thanks,
Yeah.
Delaney, like, for taking the time out to make a cover art for us. I don't know why you do it, but yeah. So Sam is our current percussionist. But anyway, when it was just me, Theo, and Dom, that's when you kind of came in, and Nick wanted to play guitar, and so he bought a Strat.
Squire Strat.
Yeah, Squire Strat, not
This-
a Fender.
get
It's
the- I
custom
get-
shop.
Nah. I got a starter pack with the little amp.
Yeah, the Fender Champ. Is it a 5-watt or is it a 10 watt?
It's a 10 watt.
Is it really a 10 watt?
It's like broken now.
Really?
Just turn on your ears.
I feel like most of them are like that though.
Yeah.
If they hit a point in time and then they're just like.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Nick started playing guitar, and that's when I really started to be like, oh. I don't know what it was. It wasn't like I'm jealous that Nick can play guitar and I can't. It was just more of like I saw, because I was really close to you as a friend. I was like paying attention while we were playing to what you were doing, and I was just like, dang, that looks so fun.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, Dad, can I borrow your acoustic guitar? And that's kind of where it started. My dad had a Walden, which I don't think they make Walden acoustic guitars anymore.
Word.
It's like a Chinese knockoff brand of like Martin,
Oh,
which is
my.
ironic because now I have a Martin.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was super funny.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was a small body acoustic guitar, which doesn't fit at all because I'm massive.
Yeah.
And
And I got an acoustic guitar later on that was massive and didn't fit my body.
Yeah. Well, it's like we were bouncing off each other because you started with electric, then I got an acoustic, and then you were like,
Yeah.
dude, I
When
want
you
an
got-
acoustic.
When you got an acoustic, I was like, then what are we going to do for drums? Because you're going to be playing drums. You remember that?
Wait, what? Was I playing drums?
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah. And I was like, then what are we going to do without a drummer?
Oh, and that's when we were like, dude, let's just go acoustic.
Yeah. Let's do an acoustic set.
Yeah.
Which fits into, finding your own sound. When
Yeah.
you start a youth band. You got to
Yeah.
work with what you have.
And that's like the biggest thing, I think, when you're assembling your team. Like, we went through all these stages of like people playing different instruments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when everyone's kind of found their thing, that's when you got to really look at your team and kind of understand, like, we want to go in a certain direction. So my kind of philosophy on it was just like, I don't want to throw a ton of musicians on stage just because we can.
Yeah.
So like my whole thinking was just like, I can play. I was getting to a point where I was like, I can play acoustic guitar now in a worship setting. I could play in like 3 or 4 keys. So I was like,
Yeah.
I can capo and I can play in this kind of setting. And that's when we really talked about it. And we were like, let's just go acoustic. And we did for Fine Arts that year. We went as a band. It was me on acoustic, Nick on acoustic. When we did.
Yeah. I was playing a different shape of the chords, though.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't clash.
Yeah, but it was, I don't know what I was thinking, because we were playing the song in C. We were playing Worthy of Your Name by Passion. Shouts out Passion.
Dude.
But we were playing it in C because we had a female singing it. And I capoed 5 and was playing in G, and Nick didn't capo at all and was playing at C. But my guitar was just so bad. Well, it's my dad's guitar. It
You
was
can't
so
really
bad.
capo high
So,
on that guitar.
When I capoed high, I'd literally, before we'd perform, I'd have to tune it in the capoed position just so that it would sound in tune. I couldn't tune it open and then capo and it'd be like, oh, that's in tune.
No.
It sounded horrendous, but like, shouts out, Dad. Thanks for
Yeah.
the guitar.
Getting us started.
Yeah. So when we did that, our lineup for that year at Fine Arts was me on guitar and singing harmony. I wasn't singing melody.
Yeah.
You on acoustic. Theo slaying the keys, tickling the
Dude.
ivories, you might say.
Just being so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, dude, he was so good. And then
Sometimes I just look at Theo playing. When my part didn't come in, I just look
you
at
just
Theo.
watch him.
Yeah.
That ping ponged into you starting to play keys.
Oh,
All
yeah.
this is connected. But we had Maddie singing harmony, and Jessica Locke singing melody, and that was like our band at the point. And then Theo obviously moved to Boston,
Yeah.
but that changed everything, because Theo
Yeah.
was like the core of our band at that point. Me and you weren't on the same level in our
Yeah.
instruments
Theo
as
was,
Theo was.
probably the most talented.
He definitely was with his instrument.
Yeah.
Theo was for sure the talent of the band. But I don't know. I know me and you are very different in terms of like growing up. I had a very musical background.
Yeah, dude, your whole family plays music.
Yeah.
My family, my dad and my mom, none of them play anything.
Yeah.
Except for my cousin I don't even like talk to.
Yeah.
So whenever my family comes over, they're like, "Hey Nick, play us a song." I'm like, I don't sing. I'm not gonna play you a song.
Twinkle, twinkle. But yeah, so with my whole background was kind of like Ben really kicked everyone off with like really pushing to play an instrument. My dad played guitar and I think led worship at some church in Australia or something. That's our boiler room turning on. Don't worry about it. But Ben started playing when he was probably like, I want to say 15.
Mm-hmm.
And he got like a silver Ibanez guitar from somewhere. I don't know where he got it from. Ended up selling it, obviously.
Yeah, you can find instruments online now for cheap.
Yeah. I mean, there's no musician on like the face of the planet who their first guitar is like $3,000 and
Yeah.
they're just
But then
nasty
again,
straight away.
I have Fine Arts. We saw people with like Taylor guitars.
Oh yeah, but they may have been playing for years, but
Maybe,
still,
yeah. Yeah, we were at Fine Arts with
we were
like
playing like $200 guitars.
entry level gear.
And these people, like, dude, there was one girl who's playing a straight up like 310 Taylor, which is like $1,700.
yeah.
It's like, where are you getting these
Yeah,
funds?
yeah. Chill out, dude.
But
Weird flex.
but yeah, so Ben started playing guitar. I mean, backstory on Ben. This podcast just becomes Ben. But my parents tried to get Ben into like lessons and stuff, and like he just wasn't really a lesson guy,
Me either.
and none of us were.
I can't do lessons.
Yeah, none
The
of
only
us.
lessons I'll do is on YouTube. Just someone tell me, "Hey, play this,"
Yeah,
and that's it.
none of us were big on lessons, but looking back, like it was really the best because for worship music, it's very much free flowing, which is why chord charts are a thing. No one reads sheet music like
I don't know how to read sheet
as
music.
much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just chord charts because it allows like I guess more room for like the music to breathe and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like if someone goes off track on the sheet music, everyone's gone. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like Ben was playing piano. He was taking lessons. He didn't do it for a while because I don't know. He was probably honestly just like, I don't want to practice
Or
every
he's
day.
or he's like John Mayer, is like, "I know more than you do."
I don't even think it was that though. I think it was more of just like, I don't really want to practice and keep up with this every day.
Yeah.
But then when he got into his teen years, he started like really loving
he
music.
did
and
fine
stuff.
arts, right?
Yeah, he did their youth group was like they did human videos every year. They were big on fine arts. And
Yeah, they did like some like drum thing, right?
oh
year.
yeah, that was Sam. They did Organized Chaos. It's like a drum ensemble where they beat on trash cans
Yeah,
and stuff,
so fly.
which is big now. They do that a lot now.
I feel like they have that at the beginning of like every. like,
Yeah,
youth
every
thing.
youth convention is like starting out with people banging on Home
Yeah,
Depot
dude.
buckets.
Jam it out on those tubes.
But yeah, so Ben took lessons but didn't end up doing it. Grew up, got to like 15 was really like, I love music. I think it was just listening to music kind of made him want to play.
Yeah.
And so then he got the Ibanez, started playing, and now it just shows like Ben never had lessons, like real lessons where he was into it and stuff. And he's probably like one of the smartest people I know in terms of music. Can play everything, plays keys on Sunday, sometimes plays guitar, acoustic and electric, has led from the bass before. Like,
Oh, you should do that one day.
that'd be
Lead
so
from the
fun.
bass.
That's got to be so fun. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Leland does that like often.
Yeah, it's
He's leading from the bass often.
often. Yeah.
Often, dude, often.
Yeah.
No, he does though, and like that's just got to be so cool. Just the feeling of holding a bass,
Yeah.
it just feels so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then growing up, that's when like Bethwin wanted to start singing or whatever. Never really played an instrument. Shouts out Bethwin, but like you don't play anything, so you're
Anyway,
cut that out. We're not cutting that out.
alright, yeah. I think I remember Bethwin, you and sister Nick Hernandez, which also goes to our church. He plays acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I think him and his sister Alex.
Yeah.
They played a worship set at our youth,
They did. Yeah, they
and that sparked something in me too,
really.
which is like you guys could have some of the older people play,
Yeah.
and that can also lead to other people.
I think Alex Hernandez was playing piano too, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Was
And-
Ben playing at that point?
No, it was just one time that they
Wait,
invited
but
them.
were you ever in youth? Because you were in youth group before I was in youth group.
Yeah, this was before you started coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Ben ever lead at youth group?
No.
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 Because it must have just been before you came. Because he
Maybe,
definitely
yeah.
did. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that inspires some kids to be like, "Hey, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to be up there."
Yeah, that's for sure. Like
Yeah.
huge. That was my thing with music, is because I always looked up to Ben pretty much to everything, because he was the oldest brother.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Ben's playing music. I really want to play music.
He's like, "Nah, young blood."
He just scourged me.
Yeah.
But and Sam did the same thing. Me and Sam both look up to Ben, and Sam saw, Ben's playing music. Let me play something different. And Sam was always like tapping on his lap and like slapping the table and like making beats and stuff. So he's like, I guess I want to play drums. And now he's a really good drummer.
He's so good.
So, and then it took me way longer to figure out I wanted to do. Well, I guess not, because how old were we? 15 and 16 when we really started?
Yeah.
15, 14?
I was
14?
15.
15. Yeah, and that's when we really started wanting to do it.
Yeah. And we decided to do acoustic set because
Yeah.
after Theo left, we were like, "Oh, we have no keys anymore."
Yeah.
So then I started playing keys.
Yeah. It ping-ponged it to Nick wanting to play keys.
Yeah.
So you went out and bought a MIDI controller.
Yeah. And I played a C pad from and got some nice patches.
Yeah.
Some beautiful
And that-
tone.
Yeah.
Sugar Rose was the go-to tone I had.
Sugar Rose is nice. What was
Yeah.
that through? That was Ableton Live, right? You were
Yeah, I
using?
got an Ableton trial, I guess. It's like a demo version of Ableton.
It's just light, right?
Yeah.
It's
on my computer, which I plugged the keyboard controller into.
Yeah.
Brought it every Thursday and learned the songs and played.
Yeah. And that's also when we started using pads in worship, which we'll talk about.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Pads is amazing.
if you guys are starting and you guys kind of want to use the route of playing acoustic, use pads.
Yeah, it fills in the space so nice.
It
Especially
really
when
does.
the keyboardist isn't playing and it's just the guitar.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
And even if your acoustic player just wanted to drop out and it be pads and your keys player, it sounds massive.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
So Nick played acoustic. I mean, not
The
acoustic, keys for a while.
I played keys, and learning keys wasn't even that hard for me. Just because when you play guitar,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so C is like this,
Mm-hmm.
and you have different shapes on the guitar, which your hands play the same, where you're just up different areas.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing.
You know
You're
what
just
else too?
moving up.
I feel like when you play either guitar or piano, it doesn't matter, and you switch to the other instrument,
Yeah.
you kind of know what sounds basic.
Yeah.
Cause like you learn the cowboy chords on guitars,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not really working on trying to find the nicest voicings of those chords. You're just playing
Yeah. Like
just
now,
standard.
now I'm trying to like learn some nice, beautiful like chords to play.
Yeah, like voicings. Cause okay, well now we're getting into it more. Now Nick has jumped from piano to electric.
Yeah, I went back to electric because I didn't really like playing piano,
Yeah.
so I was just itching to play my electric guitar again.
Yeah.
So just was like, you know what? Spend $1,700 buying new guitar, new pedals, new amp.
But that's how our sound has evolved too. Like
Yeah,
we went from having, I don't want to say like I guess we were sloppy.
no, it wasn't sloppy. It's just basic. We started off small.
Yeah.
We just had people who wanted to play music but didn't know how to.
Yeah. So
And-
in like result of that, we weren't the tightest band
Yeah,
because we were all focusing on looking at our fingers and
Yeah.
making sure. Whereas now we're kind of just listening to each other and really playing with each other and locking in.
we had to play in front of our church's congregation one time. Remember?
Oh, for fine arts.
yeah, we had to play in front of them and be like, "Hey, your youth is going off here to play."
Yeah.
And my mom after, she's like, "Hey Nick, you want to like look up sometimes when you play?" I was like, I can't. I have to. I don't know what I'm playing if I don't look. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, so now our sound has evolved to where we're still very broken down. We don't have a lot of musicians, but I guess our way of looking at it is we're not just going to throw people up there because we need more people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not desperate for, we need a drummer. Let's throw anyone on stage. It doesn't matter if they can play or not. It's more of we want to teach people how to get experience at their instrument, but we're okay with sounding a little bit more on the minimalistic side musically, but it be done very well.
Yeah, we don't minimal in a way like I don't play like distortion just all the time because we just have an acoustic guitarist, which is Ewan.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have Sam.
Yeah.
And just me and electric.
Yeah.
And then a vocalist.
Yeah, and we've adjusted it so that Nick is playing parts where it's reverby and it's spacious and
it's
like
almost
single
like a
note
pad
lead
sound
lines
sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to fill out the sound. But obviously we don't throw so much reverb that it just becomes mud.
Yeah.
Like we try to keep
it's all about balance.
Yeah. But so that's what our sound is like now. But we're just going to take a break right now, and we're going to talk about our sponsor, the official sponsor of the Psalm 33 podcast, Tick Mike. Tick Mike's Tick and Mosquito Hose Spray is a 100% all-natural control spray that kills and repels ticks and mosquitoes. But it also works on any other exoskeleton insects, so like gnats and spiders, etc. It's formulated in a way that is environmentally friendly and will not harm bees or butterflies. Shouts out bees and butterflies.
So gracious.
Don't worry, because this will not affect or harm pets or humans. It's completely safe. It's 100% organic, so why wouldn't it be safe?
Yeah.
One bottle can cover about half an acre or 21,000 square feet. So 2 bottles will cover a full acre of land.
Wow.
Yeah. So what's cool about it is it's what they call a hose and spray. So the bottle, you hook up your hose to it and you don't have to, there's nothing else needed. All you need is your hose. You screw it into the spray and you can just start spraying. That's it.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. And, if you want to buy your first bottle, cause let's be real, we live in New England. Ticks and mosquitoes are the worst.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So if you are interested in this, go right on ahead and go to tickmike.com. That's TICKMIKE.com. And you can order your first bottle today. Right now they're doing a deal where the bottles are usually $49.99, but right now you can get it $10 off for $39.99.
Yeah. In the future, when it's not on sale, use our code Psalm 33 for $10 off.
JK, we don't have promo codes. But thank you so much, Tick Mike. Guys, if you don't know, Tick Mike literally funded our entire setup for this podcast. So the clear audio you're hearing, it's all because of Tick Mike. So let's give it up for Tick Mike. Thank you, sponsor. So yeah, I think the next thing we want to talk about is really honing in on that sound. So the way we did it is, obviously we just talked about it. Nick is playing electric parts really broken down.
Yeah, I play single note lead lines.
Yeah.
And like on choruses, just diamonds, so just playing the chord once.
Yeah, over a measure and really filling it out with maybe a light drive. We use a lot like light drives and stuff.
I use the Klon drive.
Yeah, not an actual Klon Minotaur because they're like $2,500.
I have Helix HX effects.
Yeah,
which is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, it's real nice. If you guys don't know what the Helix is, it's by Line 6.
If you guys are starting a board, you don't have a lot of money, I'd say just get a Helix.
Get a Helix or the HX effects.
Yeah,
because you can always build pedals off of the HX effects.
So the HX effects, the Helix and the HX doesn't have a volume pedal with it. So I just got one used. Yeah. And I got a tuner, and it's basically a Helix without the amp modeling.
Yeah, the amp modeling. But a lot of people like the sound of just an amp. Yeah. So it's not even like, I guess the regular Helix is for, people use the amp modeling if they want to plug into a Kemper. But the Kemper is an amp modeler. But I mean, like if they want to plug directly into the PA, but that's never really been like the move.
Yeah, people just mic up their amps.
Yeah. They mic up their amps, and Nick has a Vox.
Yeah,
a real nice Vox.
Vox AC15. It's right on stage playing for everybody.
Yeah,
so.
it's solid.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
So
and then
the Helix, it has, you can get like your tone like a Strymon Big Sky. Yeah, like you can get very nice tone on. Yeah, and the Helix HX has all the effects that the Helix does. Yeah. So even if you get the HX Stomp, it's like a small boy.
Yeah, so the HX effects, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, the HX effects it's a pedal board in its own thing. Yeah. But it has, so it's a multi-effects board, so it has 6 different slots with an additional 3? That's not on the pedals, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
So meaning you can have 6, there's 6 buttons.
Oh yeah,
or pedals.
Yeah. You can have So the way you can have like your own preset or your own board, where you have 6 effects on. Yeah. And then you hook it up to your computer, like you can make a preset on your computer. Yeah. Where you can add 3 more behind it. That are always on. Always on. So I put like a compression on behind. Yeah. Just like a nice light reverb behind all the time. Yeah. That's like my startup, and then I use basically a clone of the Klon. Drive. Yeah. And I don't use a lot of dirt on it. It's just slightly. Yeah. Well, as like your
clean tone. Because I guess when we talk about clean, unless it's like really like washy, reverby, like Hillsong kind of like, I don't know, finger picking type stuff, you pretty much always have a light drive on as a clean tone. Not all the time.
No, if we're playing, I only have the Klon on like our fast-paced songs, the starters.
Oh yeah.
But like for our mid-tempo songs, I take it off and I keep it clean. Yeah. Because we don't want it to be too big. Yeah. For our sound.
Yeah. Yeah. And that helps, like, it makes it so it's not, it's just awkward if you're just driving a guitar and driving an amp over an acoustic. Yeah. On like a mid-tempo song. Everyone's just looking at the electric player and stuff.
Oh, here's down.
But do you want to talk about your guitar that you got?
Yeah.
So you upgraded from the Squire Strat.
Yeah. I didn't sell it. I still have it.
He's going to super Strat it.
I have I'll talk about that later. So I got this G&L Telecaster off the Facebook Marketplace, which if you're looking to buy a guitar, go on the Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. They have some nice stuff. Yeah. It's G&L, the founder is Leo Fender. Yeah. Who used to make Fender guitars. Yeah. So it's a Telecaster with a humbucker at the neck. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Maple neck. Nice sparkle blue.
Yeah, no, the finish is really nice.
So nice.
But that's the thing too. Guys, don't get wrapped up.
And it was $300.
Yeah, don't get wrapped up in the whole thing of new equipment. Because music equipment will always get worn in. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that like people aren't taking care of them and stuff.
Also, people in the crowd,
like that water running. Yeah. Those are the pipes right above us.
Yeah. Anyway, people in the crowd don't really like know the difference between an expensive guitar.
Yeah.
Because I asked some people, like our friends, are like, "Hey, did my guitar sound good?" And when I'm playing, I think I'm like my tone's off, but they're like, "No, it sounded great, man. I loved it."
Yeah. I think to an extent it's a lot about guitarists being picky with their tone because
Yeah,
you like I can't really attest for this because I know more of the acoustic side,
yeah,
but for electric players it feels like you guys really
yeah,
can hear the
dude.
minuscule
We're
differences.
picky.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But dude, like guys with like they just don't want to play things because like, oh, I don't want to like be the guy up there with the Squire Strat or
Yeah.
yeah, but no, go up there and play with the Squire Strat.
Yeah,
It'll
do it.
sound great.
If that's what you
I
have.
had a little Digitech multi-effects board that like was like $60.
But when we say this, you can definitely tell the difference between the Digitech board and the Helix.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're worshiping, it's not all about like what you have. It'll as long as you know how to dial it in
Yeah. And
and you find your sound and you're like not going to play this cuz it's going to be too loud or
yeah. And the way I kind of think of it is if you have gear and you want to upgrade, try and get the most out of your gear before you upgrade.
Yeah.
Like really try and grow as much as you can with the gear you have
Yeah.
because that's going to help you when you upgrade. So like
Yeah.
when you were playing the Strat and the Digitech board, you were kind of really starting to work on your sound, and that's when you realized this board is preventing me from working on my sound.
Yeah, when I got that little board, I didn't really know anything about pedals at that time.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh yeah, this has everything in it. Might as well just
Yeah.
get it." And then I played it and I was like,
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of limited
You start
what
to
I
like
have.
kind of understand. And I think
Yeah.
it's like just as a musician, I kind of even though I play acoustic, I kind of obviously I mean I love like gear, so I'll watch videos of like guitarists talking about pedals and like have you ever watched like the Rig Rundown or like That Pedal Show?
Oh yeah.
Just like where guys talk about their boards and like pedals
worship
and stuff.
tutorials.
Yeah.
Those guys talk about gear.
Shouts out Bradford.
Dude, those they have a room.
Yeah.
I guess the amount of guitars in the room could cost up to like $30,000.
Yeah. So like
and gear, it's
when
insane.
when you get to a price point, it's like if you venture into just like professional equipment, it's gonna sound phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then when you go and you spend $1,000 more than professional equipment, so like say an American Fender Telecaster is like what, $1,300?
Yep.
If you go for a $3,000 custom shop telly, it's not gonna sound that. It's not gonna sound an extra $1,500 better.
Yeah, and there's videos where they compare like a Squire Strat, an American Strat, and a custom shop Strat
Yeah.
together. And sometimes in the comments, people are like, "That I can't tell which is which."
Yeah. It's very. I think it's very much like
It's
a psychological
it's
thing.
all about personal preference.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably not gonna upgrade my rig in a long time.
For a while. Yeah.
I'm probably just gonna get my own set drive,
Yeah.
so I can add more verb to the
yeah,
the
to the
Helix.
board.
yeah. But maybe just buy a new guitar that I like,
Yeah.
which I'm not gonna buy one. Make one with my
Are you?
Squire Strat.
Oh yeah, you're gonna super strat.
Yeah, I'm gonna strip the whole thing, repaint it, get expensive guitar parts, put it in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool project too. I think
Yeah.
you like doing that. You'll learn a lot more about the anatomy of your guitar too.
Yeah, and it'll make you want to play it more.
Yeah.
Because you made it.
Yeah, that's so true.
And if you're starting, like, if you're gonna buy an instrument, I wouldn't say, if you have the money, like, buy like the good instrument.
Yeah.
Don't like cheap yourself out.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna wish you bought that.
Yeah, that's true. If you're really looking and you're set on something that you really want, you love
Yeah.
the sound of it, and
Yeah,
you
even
love
if
everything
it
about
means
it.
like waiting 2 months.
Yeah,
And saving
just wait.
your money.
Just wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nick upgraded his gear. I upgraded my gear, which was just I'm looking for pedals now to put with my acoustic. Obviously, really subtle pedals, like a nice reverb that I can layer in the back and stuff. Acoustic, you don't need pedals for, but if you you know, if you really want to enhance your sound a
Maybe
little
some
bit.
chorus.
Like, absolutely not. But like you throw a light reverb on there, and you know, I also need a pedal tuner and stuff like
Yeah.
that, just essential stuff. But I upgraded from the Walton to my now. I have a Martin DRS2. I think retail it's $1,000, but I got it for $850 or something for Memorial Day sale.
Yeah.
But you know, it's I love
Yeah, and
I
Ewan,
love the guitar.
Ewan
but-
didn't cheap himself out and got like a $300 guitar.
Yeah.
He got the one that he wanted. He went out and tested him out.
Yeah.
Which is something you should do. You shouldn't go on YouTube and be like,
Don't
"What's
do
the
that.
best guitar?" and buy that guitar. 'Cause
Play the guitar.
people. I was looking at those videos when I was gonna look. I didn't buy my Squire yet,
Yeah.
and people were like, "Oh, get a Les Paul," right?
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I should. So well, you gotta go and play the guitars, even if you don't know anything. Just go and like hold them.
Yeah, and no hate on Les Pauls or anything.
I don't like the feel of a Les Paul.
it's Nick. It's completely preference. Nick's not as big of a fan as the feel and the tone of a Les Paul.
I prefer a maple neck than a rosewood neck, but some people prefer rosewood. It's just all personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, if you guys love Les Pauls, shouts out Les Pauls, shouts out Gibson.
Make Gibson great again.
Yeah.
You know they almost went bankrupt.
Did they?
Yeah, but they're
Oh, I
back.
actually heard about that.
Yeah, they're back now.
But I thought it was just their acoustic line, right? What was it?
They're like,
Just their whole company?
yeah,
No way.
I think so. Yeah,
Holy smokes.
but they're back now. They did like some marketing and yeah.
They just did some marketing.
Now they're
That's
back.
what they were missing.
They just forgot to sell their guitars.
But yeah, so guys,
Ewan with Gibson guitars, Ewan doesn't like the Gibson Thunderbird, but I love the Gibson Thunderbird.
yeah.
So I'm gonna play the Thunderbird.
To be honest, in terms of electric, I don't think I'd ever play a Gibson over a Fender unless it was like a really like spanky sounding ES335. That's
Yeah.
like a dream guitar.
Yeah,
Like,
and people who have those expensive stuff, like the guys that
doesn't make
worship-
you good.
Yeah, at the worship tutorials, those guys, they have so much gear that I wish I could have.
Yeah.
But when you look at them playing, they use the same things over and over.
Yeah.
The guitars they have is just to have, but
Yeah.
yeah, they use like a Telly and they use a Helix, and that's it.
Yeah. They're constantly going back to the same gear.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that's kind of what we wanted to touch on today. I think next week we'll talk about kind of getting organized with your team,
Yeah.
prepping services, scheduling practices, stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Which is important to prepare your team.
Yeah, super important. But if you had to take anything away from this, I guess don't rush into putting people on stage, and don't worry about not having $6,000 setups and stuff like that.
It's just all a process,
Yeah,
and you have to grow with your team
yeah,
spiritually as well. You know,
yeah,
all
for sure.
about Jesus. It's all for Jesus.
for sure. That's why we do it.
At Psalm 30.
At Psalm 33. If you guys didn't hear us read it in the intro, you can just open up the word and read it yourself.
Yeah.
But so thanks for listening, everyone. It's been real fun. Talk to us on Instagram. We want to hear from you guys. Tell us how you like the podcast so far. And we love this, so we're going to keep doing it. So,
Alright, yep. See you guys later.
yep, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.